مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين، محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم. مولاي صل وسلم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If I can have everybody's attention, inshallah. We'll be starting our presentation and award ceremony. To start our award ceremony, inshallah, we have two MCs, one from the sister side and one from the brother side. So to start, inshallah, I'll be calling up Khadijah Asif, who will be the MC from the girl side, inshallah, and then followed by Yahya Patel, who's going to be from the boy side, inshallah.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Very Merciful. Dear respected and honorable scholars, guests, teachers, parents, and fellow students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakallah for coming to the Madressah Zakkariya annual presentation and award ceremony program for the year 1439 Hijri, corresponding to 2018, for the evening and Sunday Quran classes. Your presence here is a great inspiration. I ask Allah, the Most Merciful, that He makes this event a means of our salvation in the hereafter and a source of blessing in this world. My name is Khadijah Asif, and I'm a student in Muallima Aysha's class. I'll be your host for the girls' side of the program.
We are very happy that you came, and we hope you will enjoy the program. Our gathering here reminds me of a beautiful hadith of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu related that the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "No people gather in the house from the houses of Allah, the masjids, reciting the Quran and studying among themselves, except that tranquility descends upon them. Mercy envelops them, the angels surround them, and Allah mentions them to those in His presence." Wow! Can you imagine? As we sit here, the noble angels are also here, surrounding our gathering, listening to us, and Allah, our Creator, is remembering us. What an honor. My name is Yahya Patel. I'm a student in Muallim Hafidh Zubair's class, and I'll be your host for the boys' side of this program. Let us begin our evening with a recitation of the Quran by Hafidh Danial Afzal, a student in the Hifz class.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يئوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا يخرجهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون صدق الله العظيم.
A beautiful recitation. How fortunate we really are. May Allah reward all the pious scholars of the past who started and maintained this Madressah system for the teaching and preserving of the Quran. Ameen. The outline of this evening program is as follows. First, the girls' class will present, followed by the boys giving their presentations. Once the students are finished their presentations, we'll have the award ceremony. After the awards are handed out, we will be having a concluding dua, followed by food and salatul asr.
There will be 4 presentations from the girls' side, so sit tight and enjoy. Just before we begin, I would kindly remind all of us to A. Put our cell phones away, B. Try to direct our attention and listen to the program, and C. Make an intention to practice what we learn. Please do not talk during the program. Students and teachers have worked hard to put this event together. First up, we have 2 classes presenting together, Muallima Shabana and Muallima Ammara's class, as well as Muallima Sahar's class presenting a Nasheed titled Cotton Candy Sky. I really wonder what this is about. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple, and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes see the red, but I'll see the colors under the cotton candy sky again. My mother's love, the true blue of my father's hug. I see the orange of my siblings' smile. I see the pink with the white of the love of my life, and the deep, deep, deep that our children bring, and the coolness of your eyes. Our love has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple, and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes see the red, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. When I climb down, I look up to the sky and I see the stars of the love night, most of all under light, and the sky upon light. Merciful Allah, who is yours, your heart, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Rabbil Alamin. It's for love, and again I read. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple, and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes see the red, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. Jazakallah. Adorable. I never thought of the sky that way. Did you? Allah bless us. Ameen. Next, we have Muallima Shamim and Muallima Aliya's class, my class last year. Time flies, doesn't it? They'll be presenting a nasheed titled One Big Family. Don't you see the similarity between us? Take a minute and see yourself. Allah's gifts. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear respected teachers, parents, and fellow students, today my class will be discussing the importance of appreciating Allah's gifts. Can you think of how many times in a day you say this word? You say this word at least 17 times in a day. Just think about it. You say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen every time you begin to recite Surah Al-Fatiha for prayer. But why do we say Alhamdulillah so many times? Look around you. What do you see? You see the many gifts and treasures Allah has blessed you with. Before you even look at other things, look at yourself. Alhamdulillah, Allah has probably granted you good health. Maybe you can use your 2 legs to walk and your eyes to see. But these are just some of Allah's wonderful gifts. Allah's gifts are too many to count. They include anything that gives us happiness, delight, or comfort, such as health, wealth, knowledge, family, and much more. In Surah An-Nahl, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you counted the favors of Allah, you'll never be able to number them. Allah is most forgiving, most merciful.
Sometimes we forget to appreciate the many gifts that Allah has blessed us with. How should we appreciate Allah's gifts? No matter how small the gift that Allah gives us, we must place great value on it and show our appreciation to the giver. Yes, when we look beyond just the gift and recognize the giver, who is Allah, we need to do this to express your gratitude and thankfulness towards our great Creator. Expressing gratitude towards Allah is an act of worship. An Nu'man ibn Bashir radiallahu anhu narrated that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, talking about the gifts of Allah is a type of thanks. Reporting Ahmed, here are some ways you can show Allah your gratitude.
Have a thankful tongue. Say Alhamdulillah with your heart and your tongue. By saying Alhamdulillah, you're expressing the thanks your heart is filled. We thank Allah daily by saying Alhamdulillah for all the blessings we receive from Him. We also thank Allah when we say that all gifts and blessings are from Allah. Have a grateful body. It was narrated that the Prophet ﷺ would stand up in prayer at night until his feet became swollen. He was asked why he did this since all his past and future sins had been forgiven. He replied by saying, should I not be a thankful servant? By physically tiring his body, the Prophet ﷺ showed his great appreciation for all the gifts Allah blessed him with.
Have a grateful heart. You should acknowledge in your heart that everything is from Allah. Obey Allah and avoid sins as much as possible.
Give charity and kind to needy people. Use the gifts He gave you in the right halal way. For example, use your eyes in seeing only good and halal things and avoid using your ears and hearing for wrong things. Use and consume the gifts Allah gave you properly. Avoid wasting and neglecting these gifts. Using your energy, time, and money that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you in serving Islam and helping others.
If someone gives you something or helps you in a situation, you should thank them and be kind to them. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the one who does not thank people, he or she is not thankful to Allah. Reported in Ahmad. Allah loves His servants who acknowledge His blessings and show Him their gratitude. He even gives them more gifts and blessings if they are grateful. Allah says in the Quran, chapter 14, verse 7, and remember, you Lord declared, if you are grateful, I will surely give you more, and if you are ungrateful, truly my punishment is terrible.
Some points we can take from this are, always remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has given you everything in your life. Always have a thankful heart. Always say Alhamdulillah for the good and bad things in your life. If you suffer bad days, then remember the many more good days Allah has given you. Do not look at those who have more than you, but look at those who have less than you. May Allah grant us the ability to practice upon everything we have heard. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise belongs only to Allah. Look how much He has given us. Uncountable favors. Let us all take a moment to thank Allah for the gift of Iman. Next up, we have Muallima Khadijah's class presenting an edited version of Qadha Salih's spoken word titled The Meaning of Life, accompanied by a PowerPoint.
Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What are we doing here and where are we gonna go? It's like we just woke up one morning and then it's welcome to the show. Don't ask any questions, just go with the flow. Make as much money as you can and try best not to get broke. Copy everything you see on TV, from the hair adjust the clothes. And don't think too often, just do exactly as you're told. But in all honesty, I just need to know, is there more to the cycle of growing and getting old? Living and dying just to leave behind a happy home and a whole lot of property that somebody else is gonna own? I just really need to know before the casket gets closed, because I'm not willing to gamble with my soul, nor am I ready to take any chances. These are just simple life questions and I'm just searching for some answers. Like, what are we doing here? What is our purpose? How did we get here and who made us so perfect? Or what happens once we go, for is this world really worth it? Questions we don't answer because apparently we don't really have to. There's no purpose to this life, and its existence, it's merely natural.
Then in that case, please let me ask you, did you create yourself or was it somebody else who had fashioned you? Because you're a being that's impeccable, faultless, and unparalleled. You're a product of supreme intelligence, and I'm merely being rational, for there isn't a camera on this earth that has come close to the human eye, nor a computer that can compete alongside the human mind. And if the whole world was to come together, we wouldn't be able to create a single fly. So many signs, yet we still deny. As science tries to justify that all this could come from none, when it's a simple sum. 0 plus 0 plus 0 cannot possibly ever give you 1. So from where did all this order come? For everything has its origins, a maker, a creator of its own. I mean, the only reason you're watching this video is because somebody had to press upload. So we can believe in the Big Bang, but I would rather believe in He who caused it to explode. Allah, the maker, the creator of everything along with every single soul, the master. Unlike his creation, beyond our imagination, and no, he's not a man, nor does he have any partners in association. He's on his own. And no, he did not ever leave us alone. Just like every manufacturer, he left us with an instruction manual, the Quran and Islam, and I'm sorry to jump to conclusion, but it's the only one possible.
The only definition of God is the one and only supreme being is logical, a book of zero contradictions with miracles that are both scientific and historical, all revealed over 1,400 years ago, like the detailed description of the human embryo, to the mountains as pegs holding firm the earth below, and the two seas that don't mix in a complete separate flow, to the planets in orbit alternating night and day as they can flow, to identifying the lowest point, to the expansion of the universe and the creation of everything from H2O, to the stories of the past and the preservation of Pharaoh, to identifying the lowest point in the land where Persia defeated Rome, the gushing fluid that created man and the glands between the ribs and the backbone, and not a word has changed, it's still the same, so please explain how all this was known over 1,400 years ago, to a man who couldn't read or write as he would recite whatever the angel spoke. And if you still don't believe, please try to come up with something that's even close. But you can't. So we took God as a mockery and his messenger as a joke. Dismissed these scriptures, legends, and tales of the ancient folk, as we live life according to our whims, desires, and hopes.
Say this life is the only home we would ever know. We will live and die and simply turn to bones. YOLO, correction. After the grass dies, the rain arrives and it regrows. And Allah promises to do the same thing to your very soul and bring you back from your fingertips to your toes. As the all-seeing supreme being watches us so close, and we are surely being tested in our wealth, in our health, in ourselves, and in everything that we have been blessed with. So believe, for we will surely be resurrected and brought back to our Lord, and account for every one of our deeds as he hands us our book of deeds and orders us to read, from the bad to the good and everything in between. You yourself are sufficient for your own accountability, so don't be mad at me. You were the one who thought you wouldn't come back to me. I gave you a whole life long to search after me, but you were busy in all that which was temporary. So read, and glad tidings to all those who believe. Then if you disbelieve, read. And don't let that day be the first that you find out what your life really means. Read. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallahu khairan.
Wow, that was beautiful. What an important lesson. Allah bless us with a meaningful life. A quote sums it up as, learn patience from Asiyah radiallahu anha, loyalty from Khadijah radiallahu anha, sincerity from Aysha radiallahu anha, and steadfastness from Fatima radiallahu anha. Now, for the last presentation from the girls' side, we have some food for thought presented by my dear sisters from our high school class.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The world would like to change you. There are pressures all around. You must decide just who you are, then firmly hold your ground. You have an image of yourself, an ideal sense of you, and to this vision, you must always struggle to be true. You know what you are good at and where your talents lie, but if you're ruled by others, your uniqueness could pass by. Remember, there is much to learn, and all new things aren't good. Wisdom lies in what you've learned and what you have withstood. So be yourself and don't allow the world to take control. Preserving your identity is life's most precious goal. Assalamu alaikum.
What a beautiful presentation, mashallah. Sisters, as we hand over the program, let us keep one message in mind. In a world full of Kardashians, let us aspire to be Fatimas.
We have 3 presentations left from the boys' side, so keep up the patience. Firstly, we have Muallim Abdullah's class presenting a poem titled, It's Funny How.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's funny how a $20 bill looks so big when you take it to the masjid, but so small when you take it to the market. It's funny how long it takes to do an hour of zikr, but how quickly a team could play 90 minutes of soccer. It's funny how long a couple of hours spent at the masjid are, but how short they are when watching a movie. It's funny how we can't think of anything to say when we make dua, but don't have difficulty thinking of things to talk about with a friend. It's funny how we get thrilled when a game goes into overtime, but complain when Tarawih in Ramadan is extended more than regular time. It's funny how hard it is to read one juz of the Quran, but how easy it is to read an entire morning newspaper. It's funny how we are front seats at any game or show, but rush to get to the back row at a masjid so we can exit first. It's funny how hard it is for us to speak about Allah, but how simple it is for us to spread and repeat gossip. It's funny how we all want to go to Jannah but don't always try to achieve it. It's funny how all of these things aren't really funny because some of them might relate to our lives.
Wow, what a lesson. Really, what a lesson. Kids can really get a serious message across. Wouldn't you agree? Hopefully we took that to heart. Next, my class and I, the class of our noble, respected, honored and blessed teacher, Muallim Hafidh Zubair, Allah elevate his status and accept his efforts, present a spoken word titled, Dear Mom.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Abdullah. We represent Hafidh Zubair's junior boys Quran class. We will be presenting the spoken word to show our appreciation for our mother's titled, Dear Mom.
Dear Mom, to the woman that loved me before I was born, to the woman that held my heart long before it had formed, to the woman who was left sleepless from dusk until dawn, with weakness upon weakness for 9 months long, telling herself it would be all worth it soon as she rest assured. For when she finally made it through to that hospital ward, it was love at first sight, the second she saw me.
I mean, she's the type that would give up her only slippers just to make sure my toes were warm. See, she would always favor me, despite the fact she always needed them warm. She would wake up every single morning to stand freezing in the cold, hanging up the clothes we had worn. Standing at the stove for hours, cooking bowls of food, we would swarm. And whenever we went home, her heart would be torn.
And whenever I was sick, she would always know what was the cure. I mean, the love she gave to me was the best medicine that was pure. A prescription of tea, honey, and handmade lemonade. What more could I ask for? Alhamdulillah, all praise to the Lord.
You did it all for me, and not once ever asked for a reward. I mean,
I still remember the nights when I was small. I could never go to sleep until I would call to you from out the bedroom door. Tuck me in and kiss me please, and you would always be there for sure. See, the love you gave to me for all these years, it's impossible to ignore. I love you, Yahya.
And I'm sorry I've never told you all this before. I'm sorry for everything, Mom. I'm sorry for it all. I'm sorry for leaving you as soon as you taught me how to crawl. I'm sorry for saying oof every single time you would ask me to complete a simple chore. It doesn't make me less of a man to give you a hand whenever your arms got sore.
I'm sorry again and again for all the promises that fell short, and I'm sorry I can't give you the life you wish for, the car you dreamt of, and the countries you wish to explore. But most of all, I'm sorry for all the pain that I caused, for the nights you didn't sleep, for all the worries and fears, for all the times I didn't listen, for all the crying tears.
I'm sorry for all the dirty rooms with the messy floors, and for all the clothes that weren't packed back into the right drawers, and for all the sacrifices you made that I never once ever recalled.
Like when you became my mother, it meant that you had to move away from yours. I know how much you love her and miss her, and I know it cuts you deep like a sword. But if it was up to me, I'd let you see her as much as I could afford. So I promise to make it up to you and become the son that you've always adored from now on.
So forgive me. Forgive me for it all. Forgive me for everything I've ever done. Ever since I was young, stupid, and dumb. Just looking to have fun. Dear Mom, I love you. I love you. I promise to never put anybody else above you, nor let anybody come in between. And even if I get married, I promise you will always be my queen. Because there's no world in this world that can let you know how much you really mean to me.
Nor is there any way in this world that could ever repay you. So instead, I pray every day for you, that Allah has mercy on you, the same way you had mercy on me. And I have one last request for you before you leave. Please, since Allah put paradise beneath your feet, please ask Allah to let paradise be the place where we finally meet. Ameen.
Allah bless our mothers with His choicest of blessings. Ameen. Now for the last presentation, we have Sheikh Shakir's class presenting a PowerPoint titled The History of Makkah.
Assalamu alaikum, respected teachers, parents, students, and guests. My name is Yahya and my classmates and I will be presenting a brief presentation on the history of the blessed city of Makkah al-Mukarramah. The objective behind this short presentation is to make us more aware of this blessed city, increase our understanding of its history, and instill within us a love for this blessed land, especially since Hajj is very close. As Muslims, we turn our faces in the direction of Makkah at least 5 times every single day. We are encouraged to go there for Umrah and Hajj. We hang pictures of it on our walls and have it as our screensavers on our phones. All this is because Muslims have a natural love for this blessed land, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls Makkah, a place where the heart wants to return to. Everyone who goes there even once can attest to the truth of this name Allah uses. I praise Allah accepts us all to His sacred house again and again. Ameen. In this presentation, we will go on a journey through a few eras of the blessed land, all to recognize its connection to some prophets, tribes, and Hajj. So fasten your seatbelt and get ready for this amazing travel through time. Everyone ready?
In this slide, we have five pictures of the different eras in the history of the blessed land of Makkah. The first picture on your right is an illustration of what Makkah looked like when Ibrahim alayhi salam settled his wife, Hajj alayhi salam, and their son, the Prophet of Allah, Ismail alayhi salam there. The second is an illustration of Makkah during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam's great-grandfather Qusay. The third is during the life of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The fourth, fifth, and sixth are showing the development of Makkah during the different dynasties that ruled after the 4 caliphs. Makkah as a blessed land has been established by many verses of the Quran and by many ahadith, some of which are on this slide. Generally, when we see the title of a surah, we will see alongside its name Makki, which means a surah revealed to the Prophet ﷺ in Makkah. Allah glorified and exalted its He has called Makkah by 5 names in the Quran: Makkah, Bakka, Al-Balad, Al-Qarya, and Al-Qura. In Surah Al-Imran, Allah glorified and exalted as He states, "Verily the first house of worship appointed for mankind was that at Makkah, full of blessing and a guidance for al-alameen, mankind and jinn." When the Muslims conquered Makkah, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be on him, said, Allah had made the city sacred the day He created the heavens and the earth, and its sanctity shall remain until the day of Qiyamah. Its thorns cannot be broken, its animals cannot be harmed, and things falling on its ground cannot be picked up unless with the intention of returning it to its owner or making public announcements to locate the owner. It is also forbidden to cut the grass that naturally grows here.
The first era we go back to is when Makkah was actually a barren land, meaning a land in which no food grew and where nobody lived. The great Prophet of Allah, Ibrahim alayhi salam, the Khalil of Allah, was commanded by Allah to take his wife, our mother Hajar alayhi salam, and their son Ismail alayhi salam, and travel with them from Sham to settle them in Makkah. This was just after the birth of Ismail alayhi salam. Imagine traveling 1,000 miles right after giving birth. Wow, Hajar alayhi salam was a strong woman, and that's just the beginning of the mention. Ibrahim alayhi salam was then commanded by Allah to leave them alone there. While Makkah was just mountains and desert sand, I said desert, not desert. There was no desert there at the time. Imagine being alone in a valley of sand and nobody around.
Era number 2, the Quraysh. Now we move to era number 2, the era of the Quraysh. While the history is lengthy, we will suffice with a few words. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu narrated the word Quraysh means a huge sea animal that is so huge and powerful that it destroys everything and nothing can destroy it. While some say it means an association. The Quraysh as a clan is traced back to Fihr ibn Malik. The Quraysh were direct descendants of Ibrahim alayhi salam through his son Ismail alayhi salam. They knew their lineage all the way back to him, and all the Arabs knew that. The Arabs also knew that the Kaaba and Makkah were established by Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam, and respected the Kaaba greatly. An undisputed rule among the Arabs was that whoever ruled the Kaaba ruled all of Arabia. Thus the Quraysh, by virtue of ruling the Kaaba, enjoyed the acceptance among the Arabs as rulers of Arabia. Allah makes mention of this in Surah Quraysh. However, rather than turning to Allah, they polluted Makkah with 360 idols they called Allah's partners.
Makkah became a major trading hub shortly before the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, as it connected traders from the north and the south. Prior to that, and even after that, the Makkans would go on major trading journeys. It was also a major spiritual center due to the Kaaba, and especially Hajj, which was continuously happening every year since the time of Ibrahim ﷺ. About 50 to 55 days before the birth of our Prophet ﷺ, there was a major attack on Makkah, which Allah makes mention of in Surah Hafidh. Allah showed that He is the protector of Makkah, which added to the virtues of Makkah. When we discuss the life of our Prophet ﷺ, there are two major eras, his life in Makkah and his residence and demise in Medina. Allah chose Makkah to be the birthplace of his final prophet, which is another virtue of Makkah. Makkah was also a very beloved city to our Prophet ﷺ. His life in Makkah can be separated to before becoming a prophet till the age of 40, and afterwards from 40 to 53. Before becoming a prophet, he enjoyed a lot of respect. His noble birth was amazing, and so was his childhood. When he became an adult, he was usually known by two names: Asif, the truthful one, and then Amin, the trustworthy one, which also show how much the people loved and respected him. He ﷺ received his prophethood at the age of 40. The situation then changed completely, with the same people now wanting to hurt and kill him and all those who followed him, to the extent that they boycotted him and then planned to assassinate him, which is when Allah told him to leave Makkah and go to Medina. Allah then gave him victory over the Makkans, and in the 7th year Hijrah, he came back to perform Umrah, and the next year in Ramadan, the conquest of Makkah took place. And according to the rule, he became the ruler of Arabia because he ruled Makkah. Our last era is after the Prophet ﷺ and some mention of Hajj. After the Prophet ﷺ, the first rightly guided Khalifs, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Umar radiallahu anhu, Uthman radiallahu anhu, and Aliya radiallahu anhu ruled. After that, there were four major dynasties: the Umayyads, the Abbasids, the Ottomans, and presently the Saudis, who have ruled over Makkah. Each rule has a lengthy history which we will not mention due to the time. One thing that has remained from the time of Ibrahim ﷺ till today, which keeps the people connected with Makkah, is the annual Hajj, which takes place in the 12th month, as well as the ritual of Umrah, which can be performed year-round. Hajj is the largest annual gathering in the world. Umrah as well attracts large crowds of Muslims throughout the year. In both these ibadat, we see how Allah has given Makkah a great place within the deen and the hearts of the believers.
Conclusion. The role of prayer offered in Masjid al-Haram is multiplied many times. A prayer in Al-Masjid Al-Haram is better than 1,000 prayers anywhere else. It is reported in a hadith that whoever dies in either the Haramain, Makkah Mukarramah or Medina Tayyibah will be raised on the day of Qiyamah with those who have been granted safety. I pray Allah bless us with the death in either Medina or Makkah. Ameen. Jazakallah for listening to our presentation. Wassalam.
Unique way of getting the message across. Don't you agree? Allah bless us with true love and resurrect for the Haramain. Ameen. Alhamdulillah, we have completed the student presentations. I request our Honorable Imam Sheikh Shakir to complete the rest of the program.
Jazakallah khairan. Takbir. That was to wake everybody up. Also to acknowledge the students, mashallah, their presentations, their hard work, their effort, the dedication of the teachers. In a couple of days to put all of this together is not very easy. We only had 3 or 4 days to actually put this together. But alhamdulillah, Allah's fadl, Allah's mercy, that Allah allowed us to put this together, alhamdulillah. Inshallah, our next item is a few words, inshallah, by our director of our masjid, Brother Siraj Patel.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Brother Rehman, Brother Abdullah for allowing us to use this facility. Alhamdulillah, growing up, we would have never imagined that we would have had a facility of this sort that would be owned and operated by members of our community. So it's a big blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the same time, I'd like to thank all of the teachers for doing what they do with the youth that are here, with the children in our community. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of you tremendously. At the same time, I'd like to congratulate the students and the parents. The reality of this is that it takes both the parents as well as the students to achieve success in this regard. There's a lot of challenges out there. There's many students that are out in our community that aren't with us here today. And really, time and time again, we hear feedback from the community that they can't bring their children to the programs held at the masjid. And oftentimes it's because of things like, I get these phone calls. It's because of things like Kuman, swimming, karate, things of that nature. But the reality of it is that in order to have a successful child, we need to inculcate within them the knowledge and the reality of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So really this is a testament to all of you parents who take time out of your day throughout the week, on the weekends, to bring your children to the masjid. I see many mothers sitting in the parking lot waiting the 2 hours because they're coming from a distance. This is a true sacrifice that they're making. But at the same time, we have to recognize that it's extremely important. It's extremely important in ensuring that our children are successful. Oftentimes when you think of success of a child, we think of their ability to potentially earn in the future, how good they are in school and all of these things. And this is important, no doubt. But at the same time, we have to equate success to whether we're raising these children to be responsible Muslims, to be proper Muslims. Because the time will come where we won't be here, that we won't be there to hold the hands of these children, but they have to learn to recognize where to turn in their time of need. And this is really essentially what this Madressah and the connection to the message is all about. It's about developing within these children, right, a relationship with the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, developing within these children a relationship with the ulama and the scholars within our community. Because oftentimes life brings many changes, right? These children, inshallah, will have an easy life. We pray that they do, but there's no guarantee of this. Times will come where they may need to turn back to their core, to realize where they need to go to live a successful life. And at the core of this is the masjid, right? So really this is what this is about. It's about developing this relationship between the masjid and these children. And alhamdulillah, your parents are doing a great job, the children are doing a great job, the ulama are doing a great job, and we'll see the results of this for generations to come. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khairan to Brother Siraj for those very important words and a very important message that hopefully as parents, especially for the parents that are here, that we can take to heart, inshallah. It's very, very important for us that we understand our community, we understand where we're heading, what we're trying to achieve, inshallah ta'ala. So these few words are very, very important. Alhamdulillah, we have with us also the Brother Abdullah and his son Ali, both of who are the owners here of the convention center. And inshallah, Brother Abdullah will be saying a few words as well, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear friends, brothers and sisters, Today, I would just like to share my life story with you. And I think that will be something really very encouraging for these kids who are basically going to be, doing their performing their responsibilities in future. And it's really very important for them to understand that us, my generation of my age, when they came all the way from Pakistan or India, from different places to these countries, what we went through in order to achieve what we achieved today. And I can tell you only one thing, it's all about just faith in Allah. So I can claim that I did this, I did that, but at the end of the day, it's all the blessing from Allah who made me succeed and understand things. But I always looked at the guidance of our Islamic teachings, and I always followed that. I can tell you, my father moved from India to Pakistan in 1947, and he had 3 master's degrees when he moved to Pakistan. That was a time we got independent, and a lot of people were not very much educated. My father had 3 master's degrees. One in Islamic history, the other one in Arabic, and third one was in English. He shared his story with me. He, in fact, used to work for Reserve Bank of India in Calcutta, and from there he moved to Pakistan with the reserves for basically putting foundation stone for the State Bank of Pakistan. He worked there for a couple of years, and after that he realized that it was totally based on interest, and he just lost his interest in that kind of a job and quit the job. And he was getting about 700 rupees in 1947. This used to be a lot of money at that time, and a car from State Bank of Pakistan. He quit the job and accepted to work as a teacher for 120 rupees. And he was posted to Larkana, which was a very small city as compared to Karachi. So my father moved there and studied his whole life. When I was growing up, my father's salary was not enough to bring up 6 kids and 2 of my parents, 8 people in the family. I remember I used to go to school with 1 slipper on my feet, and the other one I did not have a slipper to put in. That's how I started my life. That's what I saw. I shared that with my father when I grew up, and I said, why would you quit a job for 700 rupees and go for 120 rupees? And he said, you know what, I don't have any justification for that, but I thought it is right. This is what we've been taught, and according to the Islamic rules, I was not supposed to get involved in the interest-bearing business, so I quit the job. And I did not just say it, I did it. So that's right in front of you, and you guys do whatever you want in your future, but always remember that I'm a doer. I'm not just advising you that this is right and this is wrong. So that was something that I realized for the first time in my life, that if you really want to do something, you have to sacrifice so many things. And by saying that, all my brothers sitting over here, we sacrificed in some ways. We came all the way from our countries, we left our brothers and sisters behind, we moved to a new culture, new community, and this is just because of you kids, because they want a better future for you. They want to have you security. There are certain countries that they have security issues and all that. So always remember, parents are, I think, parents because they sacrifice all the time to bring their kids in a very good atmosphere and ideal conditions for them. So when I grew up a little bit further, I finished my education. So at that time I was thinking, what am I going to do in my life? So I tried, and because of the political reasons, I could not get the admission in med school. So it's not like here, like if you qualify, you will qualify from the university, and then you apply and you write your MCAT and you're going to get the admission in the university. But in Pakistan and India, we have certain quota systems and all that, so I couldn't get the admission in there. And my father was really upset. So I told my father, I said, you know what, I don't want to work for anybody, I would work for myself, so I would rather go for any job or anything. If you lend me 10,000 rupees, I'll open up a grocery store. Nobody had 10,000 rupees to lend me. And why would they lend it to me? Because I was not even a running horse at that time. So my father did not have money. Others did not even trust me whether I would use it properly. So I never got that 10,000. I ended up working for a hospital where I started my career as front desk agent. And I used to get 450 rupees. I used to walk 7 miles to get a bus to get home. I was only 17 at that time, and that was the time, when I started working over there, I learned one thing. I was not very good, I was not very committed to, fast. I used to fast. My father was a very religious person, but he never forced us to do anything. So I was like, whenever I felt like I fasted, but if I don't, he never pushed me. So I used to work for the hospital. In the hospital, as a lot of people who are from India, Pakistan, they know that most of the nurses and all these, they come from the Christian community. So most nurses and paramedical staff was Christians, and about 25% of them were Ismailis. I used to, at the lunchtime, sit with them and eat with them during Ramadan. One day I was eating with them and I realized, what is the difference between them and me? They're not Muslim and I'm Muslim. I'm still eating with them. And that was the day I started fasting. And since that day, I had a cardiac infarction back in 1999 when I was only 39 years old. I was advised by the doctor not to fast. I said, you know what? I will fast. What if I die? If I die at the state of, I'm fasting, that's much easier for me to get into Jannah. So I'll fast. So I kept fasting, no problem. Then after I was 4 years old with diabetes, and I was advised again, your blood sugar is going to go up, go down, so just stop fasting. You have a reason not to fast. And I said, again, I'll try. If I can, I will not. But if I could, I will, because if I die, in a fasting state, I feel like, Allah's mercy is going to be on me and I'll go to Jannah. So I'm just telling you, my little friends here, always remember one thing. There's only one thing that makes us different than everybody else, our faith in Allah. Whatever I do today, I started, as I said, I started from a hospital, front desk, and now I'm here. I have businesses back home, I have businesses here. My 4 kids are all involved in the business, mashallah. That's a blessing of Allah on me because, they respect me and they do what I tell them to do. And behind all that, there's only one thing. I believe in one thing. Allah has given me power. Allah has given me strength. Allah has given me ability to look up to this wall. I cannot see anything behind this wall. So I will always look up to this wall and use my, abilities that Allah has given me to make a decision, and the rest I'm going to leave on Allah. That's the tawakkul on Allah. And everything turned out to be in success. When I was building this property, I've been given this land for free by the municipality of Oshawa. I've been given millions of dollars of incentives in terms of property taxes, in terms of building permit fee, in terms of development charges and all that. And I was the 3rd person who has been given this chance, and I was the one, alhamdulillah, who could deliver. The other 2 people who have been given this chance could never deliver. I don't know what they have in their mind, but when I took it, my son is sitting right here, and I told him, Allah has given us this opportunity. We went through a lot of difficulties, and he was very young at that time. I was keep on telling him, you know what, Allah has given us this opportunity, and Allah will either make us or break us. We don't know, but we have to work really hard to make our commitment. If we sincerely work towards, fulfilling our commitment and trying to do what we're supposed to do, Allah's mercy will always come. And alhamdulillah, right now we are here, and now we are getting opportunities from left, right, and center. A lot of municipalities want us to come and build the hotels in the community. So this is who I am. Just another person like you guys. 15,000 kilometers away from here, I was born with nothing in my hand. When I started my first venture, I started with $35 only. And that $35 was water. by the way. So my dear friends of future, always remember one thing. No matter what you do, no matter what extent of education you go, always remember one thing. Education doesn't bring you food. Education doesn't bring you fortune. Education doesn't make you successful or unsuccessful. That is for your own training. Education is for the sake of knowledge, but at the same token, you have to have full faith in Allah, and whenever you do something, you keep one thing in mind. And every time I grow now, if I build a hotel, I never thought that I'm going to be able to make more money, because I don't need money. The only concern when I'm building something like this is that, you know what, if I build another hotel, if I go into another collaboration of business, that will bring employment to humankind. And that's the important most thing. Thank you very much. I hope I did not bore you guys with my story. Thanks.
Jazakallah khairan to Brother Abdul Rehman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and all of our Muslim business owners, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this story an inspiration for all of us. It really is. He gave a very important message and he repeated it many times. Hopefully we take that to heart. Maybe that's something that we can share with our kids, something that we can keep in mind. Everything's dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When a person relies on Allah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala definitely gives. So it's time for our award ceremony. We will start with the award ceremony, inshallah ta'ala. So if I can request the teachers to go to the awards tables, inshallah. And if we can just make a passageway just so that the students can easily get to the awards. In the meantime, again, from myself and from all of the teachers, I thank all of the parents for attending our presentation and award ceremony, for coming out here. And I would also like to say Jazakallah khairan to Brother Abdul Rehman and his son Ali and their family for allowing us to use the facility, and for, inshallah, this will be hasanat, this will be good deeds in their account as well. All of the Quran that was recited and the messages that were presented, inshallah ta'ala. At the same time, I also would like to thank William and Melanie, both of who are assisting us today. We thank them for their hard work. They've been here from before we came, and they're going to be waiting for us to, once we leave, they'll be here to try and help complete their job. So we thank them as well. Jazakallah khairan to all the students, mashallah, you did amazing presentations. Jazakallah khairan to all of the teachers. They put a lot of hard work in. We pray that all of this is something that Allah accepts and makes as hasanat for us in the hereafter. So to get into the awards presentations, inshallah, just a reminder that there are 8 different awards, inshallah. So we have a trophy for every single student that's here. Right? Every single student, just a reminder for the parents. So a student will either be in the mashallah category, which is anywhere from 50 to 69%, and it's mashallah, whatever Allah willed. And then we have the middle category, which is the Alhamdulillah award, which is 70 to 79% if their total score of their examinations, etc., came up anywhere between 70 and 79%. It's Alhamdulillah, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if it's anywhere from 80 to 100%, then they get the Allahu Akbar award, because nobody's greater than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it doesn't matter how good they did. And then we have the highest average for the classes. We have the first place, second place, and third place for those students who got the highest averages from their class. And then we have 4 other medals: the best reader of the Quran or Qaida, the best attendance, best all effort, and best akhlaq. So we'll be starting with Mu'allima Shabana and Mu'allima Ammara's class, and Allahu Akbar, then the highest averages, and then the medals, inshallah. So from the MashaAllah award, we have Nawira Patel, Ammara Salim, Yusaira Jogiyat, Ahmad Awan, Subhan Hakimi, and Ghazal Al-Karb. From the Alhamdulillah award, we have Shawez Akhtar, Azam Amla, Aris Koya. From the Allahu Akbar award, we have Hajra Saeed, Huda Ghafiri, Mujib Staniski, Ali Saeed, and Amin Bala. For the highest average from that class, in third place we have Huda Ghafiri. In second place we have Ali Sayyid. And first place we have Hajra Sa'id. And for the best reader of the Quran or Qaida from that class, we have Ali Skoya. Best attendance, we have Hajra Sa'id. Best overall effort, Ali Sayyid. And best akhlaq, Huda Ghafiri. I can see, mashallah, that the sister side, the teachers are much more organized and they have everybody lined up, alhamdulillah, which makes life a lot simpler. And on the boys' side, we're just winging it, so it's all right. For the next class, the Mu'allima Shamim and Mu'allima Aliya's class, from the MashaAllah award, we have Sahar Shukurzada, Crystal Firoz, and Tamanna Tahiri. From the Alhamdulillah award, we have Sophia Hakimi, Amna Awan, and Sarah Firoz. From the Allahu Akbar category, we have Hafsa Asif, Hafsa Saeed, Khadijah Patel, Dunya Sorosh, Husna Ghafili, Zahra Ahad Rasi, Sumaya Bakas, and Asiya. And for the highest averages, third place we have Khadijah Patel, second place we have Hafsa Saeed, and first place we have Hafsa Asif. And best reader of the Quran, we have Hafsa Asif. Best attendance, Khadijah Patel. Best overall effort, Dunya Sorosh. And best akhlaq, Zahra Ahad Rasi. Next we have Mu'allima Sahar's class. And in the MashaAllah award, we have Iraj Tahiri and Samar Shukr. So Iraj Tahiri and Samar Shukr Zahra. From the Alhamdulillah award, we have Marwa Hashimi, Sanad Faraj, Zahra Abdullah, and Zainab Abdullah. From the Allahu Akbar category, we have Aliza Shah, Hafsa Shah, Ilyas Jilani, Lin Kurardi, Manija Gharib Zada, Muaz Rehman, and Salina Sheikh. For the highest averages, third place we have Muaz Rehman, second place we have Salina Sheikh, and first place we have Aliza Shah. And for the medals, the best reader of the Quran, our Qaida is Lin Kuragli, best attendance is Ilyas Jilani, best overall effort is Hafsa Ahmad, and best akhlaq is Manija Gharib Zada. And next we have Mu'allima Aysha's class. Just wait a minute or two just so that the students can come up, inshallah. From Mu'allima Aysha's class, from the MashaAllah category, we have Maryam and Salma Shukarzada. And from the Alhamdulillah category, we have Safida Rastay Najat, Sakina Sheikh, Sana Shukarzada, and Amina Baqawi. From the Allahu Akbar category, we have Khadijah Asif, Hania Waqid, Amna Abdullah, Sara Bala, Hadiya Hashmi, Hila Umarzai, and Zuhra Ru'in. For the highest averages in that class, third place is Sara Bala. Second place, there is two students tied, Amna Abdullah and Hania Waqid. And first place is Khadijah Asif. The medals, the best reader of the Quran Qaida is Khadijah Asif. Best attendance is Hila Umarzai. Best overall effort is Hadiya Hashmi. And best akhlaq is Amina Bakhawi. Now the last class from the girls' side, Mu'allima Khadijah's class. The MashaAllah award goes to Wafa Bakhawi and Sadaf Sarwal. And then from the Allahu Akbar category, we have Prishna Arman, Manal Afzal, Huda Asif, Ayman Fatira, Sumaya McLean, Aliya Mullah, Halima Patel, Aliya Rasul, Sana Rastay Najat, Huda Saeed, Aliya Sayyid, and Manal Afzal. And then the highest averages, because there was two different groups in that class. We have the Book 7 group, and from there, third place goes to Mayra Yaqub, second place goes to Brishna Rahman, and first place goes to Aliya Rasul. And then from the Book 6 category group, we have the, third place goes to Aliya Sayyid, second place goes to Huda Sa'id, and first place goes to Huda Asif. Best reader of the Quran, Qaida, goes to Huda Asif. Best attendance goes to Ayman Fatira. Best overall effort goes to Sana Rastay Najad. And best akhlaq goes to Wafa Bakhawi. From the boys' classes now, inshallah. So Muallim Abdullah's class, you can line up, inshallah, they can go towards getting their medals. From the MashaAllah awards, we have Ansar Gharib Zada and Namir Akhtar. From the Alhamdulillah award category, we have Ilham Jalani, Mumin Marleen, Musa Marleen, and Waqif Al-Busaydi. From the Allahu Akbar category, we have Abid Patel, Adam Karimi, Ahad Chaudhry, Ilham Hakimi, Fahad Faraj, Muhammad Umar, Umar Saeed, Usman Hashimi, and Taha Jadoon. For the highest averages from the class, third place goes to Ahad Chaudhry, second place goes to Umar Saeed, and first place goes to Fahad Faraj. The best reader of the Quran Qaida goes to Umar Saeed, best attendance goes to Taha Jadoon, best overall effort goes to Ilham Hakimi, and best akhlaq goes to Adam Karimi. Next we have Hafidh Zubair's class. And in the Alhamdulillah category, we have Muhib Awan, Abdul Karim, Abdul Rahim, Shahir Huda, Shamir Huda, Manzoor, and Abu Bakr Duran. In the Allahu Akbar category, we have Yahya Patel, Uthman Patel, Salahuddin Rasul, Farhan Sheikh, Taha Yaqub, Zakkariya Patel, and Abrar Patel. By the way, not all of those Patels are related, just to clarify. From the highest averages, we have third place goes to Farhan Sheikh, second place goes to Uthman Patel, and there's two students tied for first place, Yahya Patel and Salahuddin Rasul. Best reader of the Quran Qaida goes to Salahuddin Rasul, best attendance goes to Abrar Patel, best overall effort goes to Yahya Patel, and best akhlaq goes to Farhan Sheikh. And then my class students, which is the last class, inshallah. We have Ilham Ahmed Rasi, Yaqub Karimi, Munib Al-Madani, Abrar Gharib Zada, and Mahdi Marleen. From the Allahu Akbar category award is the rest of the students, so just go get it. Hamza Patel, Ayat Patel, Talha Patel, that's the last Patel I'm saying, I guess. That's the part more to come. Uthman Sheikh, Idris Jalani, Shams Jalani, Arman Omarzai, Suhail Faraj, Sufyan Faraj, Yazan Patel, Sohrab Rahim, Adam Bala, Mubin Marleen, and Maaz Marleen. For the highest averages, because there was two different classes there, actually we had the Hifz class and then we had the regular Quran class. So from the Hifz classes, third place goes to from the regular class, third place goes to Arman Omarzai, second place goes to Shams Jalani, and first place goes to Idris Jalani. And both brothers, by the way. And for the Hifz class, third place goes to Uthman Sheikh, second place goes to Talha Patel, and first place goes to Hamza Patel. Best reader of the Quran from the Hifz class is Danial Afzal, from the regular class is Sohrab Rahim. Best attendance from the Hifz class goes to Hamza Patel, and from the regular class goes to Arman Omarzai. Best overall effort from the Hifz class goes to Talha Patel, from the regular class goes to Shams Jalani. Best akhlaq from the Hifz class goes to Ayat Patel, and from the regular class goes to Adam Bala. Jazakallah khairan. we would say one takbir for all of the students. I think we're just finishing off, so. Takbir. MashaAllah, that was just a quick reminder as to the distribution of these awards. So there was, every single student got a trophy. And then those that did that were able to get the highest averages, they got an extra medal. And those that were identified in their in specific categories, like the best reader, best attendance, best overall effort, and best akhlaq, got additional medals. So alhamdulillah, every single student would have received a trophy, and some students will have received an extra medal as well, inshallah. So this brings us more or less to conclusion of our program. I know. Yes. Sorry, I apologize. There's one more award that we did forget about. We have some volunteer appreciation awards. We have some students, high school students, mashallah, who would come and would be helping us. Some all of them on a very regular basis, some almost daily. And this was really volunteer on their part. They didn't have to come. But Allah's fadl, they chose to come and participate and be part of our masjid and help out with the teachers and help out in different ways. And we really want to show appreciation to our volunteers. So for the Volunteer Appreciation Award, from the girls' side, we have Madina Arman and Anania Sayyid. So I request them to go and get their awards. And from the boys' side, for the Volunteer Appreciation, we have Hafidh Yusuf Ansari and Omar Karimi. So there's a plaque for them, inshallah. I request them to go and get their plaques, inshallah.
حبيب الله رسول الله إمام المرسلين حبيب الله رسول الله